6 provinces of Zimbabwe. The intensification of the consumer protection program, including product inspections, the measuring instruments, checks, and consumer education awareness campaigns, inspections in all the 10 provinces, which is on course. The drilling of boreholes in Mutare, Gweru, and Masvingo, and the capacitation of trade measures infrastructure. The equipping and commissioning of mobile van laboratories as part of trade measures infrastructure capacitation. In terms of the digital economy pillar, the Ministry of Information Communication Technology, Postal and Courier Services recorded the following progress in terms of the mandate: the equipping of 10,000 citizens with digital skills, which is on course in all provinces, with 5,000 citizens having already been trained. Resourcing of 21 road district councils across all provinces, with distribution of ICT gadgets having been completed. The establishment of 10 ICT laboratories in all provinces is on course, also utilizing Starlink. The establishment of post office kiosk at Tsanzaguru in Makoni district in Manicaland province is progressing very well. The installation of a digital postal system in Harare is in progress, and the Zimpost mobile application was developed and finalized. The deployment of 62 broadband network base stations in all provinces, with 31 base stations having been completed. The deployment of e-learning platforms to 21 schools, the establishment of technology parks in Harare is on course, and the construction of the fiber distribution hub under the Fiber to the Home project in Belvedere, Harare Metropolitan Province, is on course. The implementation of the long-term evolution project is on course, and the implementation of the Bulawayo, Victoria Falls, Kazungula Fiber Backbone project is also on course. The development of the government applications procurement framework is on course, and the connection of health facilities in Gokwe North on the telemedicine program is on course. In order to achieve energy security under the leadership of His Excellency the President Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, the Ministry of Energy and Power Development recorded the following achievements: the implementation of the Jarota Institution's grid extension project in Shurugwi is 100% complete. The construction of the 120 megawatt Max-Mind thermal power plant in Boyera district, Manicaland province, has been completed. The construction of the 100 megawatt Prestige thermal power plant in Beitbridge district, Matabeleland South province, is on course. The construction of the 2.5 megawatt Guruve solar plant is on course. The construction of the new Glover's 10 megawatt solar project in Kwekwe district is on course in the Midlands province, and the construction of the 45 megawatt Zimplatz solar plant in Chegutu district is 40% complete. That's Mashonaland West province. The construction of the 20 megawatt Manize thermal power plant in Mvuma is on course, and the construction of the 20 megawatt Dimson 100 Prestige thermal power plant in Beitbridge also is on course as part of a distribution mechanism to support energy. The construction of the 240 megawatt Zhongjing thermal power plant in Wange district, Matabeleland North province, is on course and is currently generating 20 megawatts. The construction of the Gandavaroi Community Mini Solar Grid in Gokwe North District is at 83% in terms of completion. The construction of 160 kilowatts Source Community Solar Mini Grid project is at 85% in terms of completion. And the construction of Makaza Institution Grid Extension Project in Cholocho District is at 100% in terms of completion. The implementation of the Zendele Primary School Solar Mini Grid project is 70% in terms of completion. In order to achieve food security under the leadership of President Idi Mnangagwa, the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development recorded the following achievements. The implementation of the 50 hectares Gororo irrigation scheme in Chivi, Mashingo province is at 90% in terms of completion. The implementation of the 37 hectares Wanezi irrigation scheme in Insiza district is at 80% in terms of completion. The planting of 1.8 million hectares of maize against a target of 1.7 million recorded in the 2024-2025 summer season is registered a success story. The planting of 717,000 hectares against a target of 720,000 hectares of traditional grains, which is a 99.7% target. The production of 29 million liters of milk, the production of 22,500 metric tons of beef, the production of 2,820 metric tons of goat meat against a target of 2,500, which has ensured that the target has been surpassed. The distribution of 108,000 chicks, which is also part of the success in terms of the poultry scheme. Cabinet considered and approved the Pipelines Amendment Bill. The amendment will ensure maximum protection of pipelines by prohibiting all activities within the pipeline reserve and also to impose stiffer penalties, as well as provide for the inspection and maintenance of the pipeline reserve. Cabinet considered and approved the MOU between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of Algeria on cooperation in the field of science and technology. The objective of the MOU is to create a framework for cooperation in science and technology between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of Algeria through exchange of experts, capacity building, collaboration in research, among other activities. The two countries shall collaborate in areas such as biotechnology, electronics, pharmacology, and management of information systems. Cabinet received a report on His Excellency the President Dr. Idi Mnangagwa's visit to Namibia for the inauguration of President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, which was held on the 21st of March 2025, which is in line with the engagement and re-engagement pillar. His Excellency the President Dr. Idi Mnangagwa attended the inauguration ceremony of the President of the Republic of Namibia. The inauguration ceremony coincided with the celebrations of Namibia's 35th independence anniversary, which was held under the theme Honoring the Past, Embracing the Future. 8 heads of state and government from the following countries were in attendance: the Republic of Angola, the Republic of Botswana, the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Republic of Kenya, the Republic of Mozambique, the Republic of South Africa, and the United Republic of Tanzania. The Republic of Ghana and the Republic of Malawi were represented at the vice president level Cuba was represented at the Prime Minister's level. The following former presidents were also in attendance: His Excellency former President Thabo Mbeki and His Excellency former President Jacob Zuma of the Republic of South Africa. His Excellency former President of the Republic of Botswana, Masisi, Her Excellency Joyce Banda of the Republic of Malawi, Her Excellency former President of the Republic of Liberia, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and other notable high-level women leaders such as Madam Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. The presence of Zimbabwe at the inauguration ceremony and the independence celebrations, alongside leadership from the region and the continent and beyond, underscores the importance of regional, continental, and international cooperation, and also is in line with the engagement and re-engagement pillar in terms of Vision 2030. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for presenting today's cabinet highlights. We will now move to the first round of 3 questions. And get Honorable Minister to respond to those questions, and we'll move to the last round. Over to you, colleagues.
Yes.
Thank you, Chief Secretary. My name is Mukudze Chimbere from the Herald. My question is directed to the Minister of Energy. I have heard the projects that are being implemented. My question is, how will solar energy, I'm told that you are also planning solar energy for farms and other to complement the national grid. So the question is, how will solar energy initiative for farmers be implemented, and what support will farmers receive to transition away from SESA?
Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay, I'm Stanley James from ZBC. My question is related to the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Honorable Harrison Lobo. From what has been reviewed in terms of the 100-day project cycle strides, can you just shed more light in terms of moving up the value chains? What are the key objectives related to that aspect?
Thank you very much. The last one. Yes, madam.
Thank you, Chief Secretary. My name is Gratina Machingora from Shinwa or China News Agency. My question is directed to the Minister of Agriculture. Minister, may you kindly update us on the current state of the African animal outbreak?
Thank you very much. Over to you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chief Secretary. Mukudze, we want questions related to what we've just highlighted, not new concepts coming on board. So I'll perhaps start with the Minister of Industry and Commerce, who has got the second question in terms of the 100-day projects. You can respond.
Thank you very much, Chairman. And thank you, President James, for your question. A very important question. Our key task really is to see our economy moving with greater speed in value addition, particularly of our agricultural products as well as our minerals. And that is the thrust of the pillar under NGS 1. And you would realize that in what was supported today, the greater part of it is from the private sector, where we have 2 main projects, one by Ingwe in Bulawayo, and another one that is by Supreme Brands here in Harare, on the manufacture of tissue converting and printing plant. Other projects that we are having under this cycle are more on the commerce side, where we are looking at enforcing our reserve sector legislation, and also pursuing our protection of consumers, consumer protection, where we were doing our surveillance to see if people are using the correct scales to measure, to see if the products are conforming to the agreed scales. If it's 20 kg, it has to be 20 kg, but also to conduct consumer awareness campaigns so that consumers are increasingly aware of their rights and are able to protect themselves. I might just highlight, as we are looking at the aspect of moving the economy up the value chains, I know it's not necessarily reported here, that we have a working arrangement with the Ministry of Agriculture where we have the Ministry of Finance, our Deputy Minister is meeting regularly to work on strengthening 6 critical value chains that are identified in NTS 1 to make sure that we increase our synergies and we continue to value add even more. And very soon we will be having an international trade aspect to it, just to make sure that we unlock the potential of our international market for the products that we are producing. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Minister Njovu. The second question is to the Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Lands, Dr. Masuka.
Thank you very much. The focus really, this is Machingura, was on the area planted.
Yeah.
But you highlight a current problem, which is the African armyworm, and also perhaps associated with that the fall armyworm. We are having the worst outbreak of African armyworm in 20 years. And the government has mobilized, I did report last week, that with more than 200 surveillance sites across the country. And that we've now mobilized 60 trucks, 1 in each district, to be able to respond to any outbreaks. We've also established a command center, coordination center for expeditious response at district, provincial, and national levels. We've moved the chemical cabarrel to the various districts so that we are ready should there be an outbreak. Sadly, we can continue to hear about sporadic outbreaks and Mangura and other Mashona and Central and Mashona and East areas continue to have these sporadic outbreaks to which we are responding. We urge everyone to respond any incidences of suspected African armyworm. In terms of the law, this is a notifiable pest, which then requires that the government responds. It doesn't mean that the farmer alone has to go and purchase the chemical. If there is this outbreak, we are obligated in terms of the law to respond and respond expeditiously. So this is the status. We will be able to give the quantitative aspect in terms of the damage caused by this pest, as we are currently conducting the second round of crops, livestock, and fisheries assessment, whose results will be out by about mid-April. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Masuka. As he has already highlighted, that let's focus on the issues that have been discussed and approved on the particular day. The last question is to Honorable July Moyo. Over to you, Minister.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I want to thank you today for asking. Maybe we're relating to the fact that in our report we are trying to balance between thermal electricity versus renewable energy. Renewable energy, which includes biogas, solar, we believe is very much in a position to be used by almost every sector of the economy. The ones that we have highlighted here are being used by big companies who we call they are using captive power plants, so that they can have less power from the grid and they generate their own power. So a number of companies are now having solar. And some of them are combining solar with thermal. And the reason being, we suspect and we are quite sure that some of them are getting carbon credits, so that if they are producing greenhouse gas emissions, they counter-measure that with the solar. For the farming community, we think that solar is the number one thing that they can use as independent power producers and as captive power, and that will reduce the amount of power that is needed from the grid. And that will also ensure that during daytime they are using this for irrigation. Some are just using it for lighting, but most of them we encourage that they use it for irrigation. And we are sure that during the day they can sufficiently irrigate using solar, and if they are linked to the power grid, then they can, if they are irrigating in the evening, they can use the power from the grid. Others are using biogas, and we encourage this. And in our planning, we are saying anybody who has 8 cattle should really go for biogas. And we encourage people to use biogas. I've gone to some farms where they now completely rely on biogas, whether they are using their piggery or they are using their cattle. And this, we think, will lessen the pressure that we have on supply of electricity from the power grid. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ministers, for responding to those questions. We now move to the last 3 questions for the day. Last 3 questions for the day. Yes.
Thank you, Chief Secretary. Yes, it may seem like a repetition, but to the Energy Minister, there are quite a number of energy projects that have been implemented or are still being implemented in the 100-day cycle. So I just want to find out what has been the impact of those projects, those that have been completed. What's their impact in terms of the country's energy security situation?
Thank you very much. Any other question? Over to you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chief Secretary. Minister Julaimoy, the journalist wants to know about the impact of the projects that we have rolled out up to date. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I want to thank each journalist for this question. When companies have their own power produced, there are 2 impacts. The first impact, if they were already taking power from the grid, that releases power that the grid was sending to them, and therefore the whole economy has extra power that was going to that grid. If they are the new companies, and they are new companies like Manise, and they have their own thermal power, which is 50 megawatts, and before they even get power from the grid, they have their own grid. That means if they had started using the power from the power grid, we would have to increase imports from outside because we have limited sources of supply. So we call that import substitution, and it helps us in our balance of payments in our foreign currency. So these we encourage companies to have their own power plants, whether thermal or renewable energy, and we encourage also those who are already using power from the grid, if they can afford, they should go ahead and build their own power plants, especially the big companies, so that we can lessen the pressure on the country. The released power actually attracts more investment. Because when a country has more power, it attracts investment. So we need investment, we need expansion of existing enterprises, industries, agriculture, and again, the Minister of Agriculture normally tells us that there are more about 10,000 dams in this country. If all those dams were being irrigated, and they can't irrigate without some form of power, if they were irrigated, we will be sure that we have climate-proofed our agriculture. So we need these power plants to be constructed, and we need expansion. The other aspect of it is that it is not a call on the fiscus, nor is it a call on ZESA itself to find money for these new plants. The companies, some of them who are more credit-worthy, they go and they source their own financing system in order to build those power plants. If they are from outside, we look at it as foreign direct investment. So if we increase our foreign direct investments because they are building these power plants, it's good for the country. So there are many advantages that we can derive from these solar and other renewable energies, as well as thermal power plants that are coming from the private sector. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ministers, for responding to those questions. We have come to the end of today's post-cabinet press briefing. Thank you very much. We meet next Tuesday.
Thank you.